going to focus on family mottos.
You've no doubt seen those plaques or vinyl letters on the walls of homes, or you have one yourself, but what do they really mean, and how do you incorporate them into your family's life? Studio 5 contributor and family therapist Ryan Jensen is here with ideas and inspiration to make meaningful family mottos. So I think a lot of people have these family mottos, and we think of them as somewhat of a trend, but you say they should be really a base focus in your group.
Absolutely, and you know, the reality is that family mottos have been around a long time, tracing back to many of our ancestors. The origin really comes from family crests or the coat of arms that we used to see or we see in museums, and really if you look back through your genealogy, you'll probably find some family mottos within your own families.
You know, oftentimes we see these family mottos and you walk into people's homes and you're seeing things like we see here now, and I think a lot of times people view them as decor. It's something to fill a space, it's just something that looks nice, or it's a nice color or something like that. You say it should be much more than that, right?
It should. Really, a family motto comes from how you as family members feel about what are the goals, what's the purpose, what's the mission we have for our family. Sometimes we use family mottos that come from extended family members or leaders in our family, our fathers, our grandfathers, but really it should have a unique meaning to your family and something that you live by and that you reinforce in your daily actions.
So when you're choosing a family motto, what things do you consider?
So many things, and really some families are really joking. You know, I solicited a lot of responses from my friends, and I have to tell you they were great to email me all of their ideas. Some families are really fun and they use a lot of humor. Some families are a little more serious. Some families like to use more scriptures, but really it's the makeup of the family members decide. Some families can do it in an evening, others make a family motto that evolves over the course of several years.
Okay, you brought some great ideas here, some good examples for people home to get some ideas. Where are you going to walk us through? What are we going to start with first?
I don't know where to start with. You know, really, as you mentioned before, the wall plaques and things that we put up, the nice thing is the way crafts and things are now, we can make we don't have to buy something and then use that as the motto. We can decide what our motto is and make them. One of my friends uses this, and I love it. It says, whatever it takes. Now, she's almost a newlywed, and being married 18 years, I can honestly say it is whatever it takes. They don't have any children.
If only she knew, yeah.
Yeah, and so that's more humorous one, and they're more humorous family. Another one I really like is using an acronym, and this is a neighbor of mine, and they took each letter in their family name, sat down with the children, and created something that works for their family and kind of rules and things that they want to live by for their family motto. Another friend I have, she said, we just can't stick to one. They went through the process of trying to come up with the motto, but they have a quote board that they put quotes they like of magnets just all over, and rotate those of some of the things they value or things that are important to them or traits to live by. Let's look a few more. Sometimes this is from a friend and it's a quote from her father. So sometimes we have a saying in our family or a quote somebody uses, and then we can make that our family motto, and it's used by all members of the family.
I like this one. Go about doing good until there's too much good in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that one as well. In my family growing up, I had a brother. I'm going to highlight that one for a minute, this one, but I had a brother who was deaf, and we had different family mottos we used, but something we always did as a symbol to each other is I love you in sign language, because he was deaf. So we always use that, and that's just a reminder to me in my home. So really, sky's the limit in terms of ideas and things you can use, but again, it's more meaningful if we have it personalized.
You know, it's easy just to sort of hang these things up and sort of be done with them, but it's important. The whole idea is to work this into your family life, and so you have some examples for that. Walk me through. You have some wall art and some plaques that will help people see it more often and make it part of their life?
Exactly. You know, and that's probably when we talk about family mottos being an ancient or something our ancestors used, probably the modern trend is that we really are using them in our homes. And so a lot of people are using wall arts, the plaques, the wall boards, putting vinyl on their walls. I have a friend that has a beautiful wall, I think there's a picture somewhere of it, that has her family motto in the center surrounded by pictures. So it's kind of whatever we want to do, but it's just that visual reminder that's there all the time when we do wall art.
As I look at these examples, I like families that have, you know, like this one, made it customized to their own family, their own group, and their own idea. That's kind of, I think, an added level of investment for the kids even to be part of making the plaque or the motto.
Exactly. And then I have a good girlfriend that her mother had a family motto as a scripture that they used, and she cross-stitched a large framed picture of that scripture for each of the children in that family that then they all have in their own homes. And so sometimes that time we take, the homemade investment really goes further. And actually, with small children, it goes further if they can help us make it.
They're part of it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, so it's not just the wall plaques. It's
No.
not just even the hand cross-stitch thing like that. You say sometimes even look a little bit deeper. What kind of mementos could we look for here?
Well, you know, Brooke highlighted this quote she really loved. The girlfriend that came from wears, if you can see, a charm on her neck that has that quote. And so that's kind of an everyday reminder that she has, other members of her family have. Of that, I have another family friend that they use a song that it's about a lighthouse, so they have lighthouses all over their home. That's kind of a memento that reminds them of their family motto.
And for little kids, again, bringing it back to their level and their perspective, a song or a chant, I think would be a great way to bring that motto to life, it would seem.
Oh, exactly. The chant or the cheer, little kids buy into anything that is exciting. Another girlfriend I have, they use it as a cheer or chant every night before bedtime and before they say their prayers. And theirs is Petersons don't quit and Petersons stick together. And so the kids put the hands in chant and they're excited about it. But it's a good reminder, an everyday reminder that this is what our family's about.
It's when they're doing that as teenagers that it becomes maybe annoying.
Yes, yes. Or inopportune moments.
Okay, we've got
sure.
this all plastered on our house, on the walls where we have, and different things, whether it's wall art or jewelry, mementos. How do you then go and actually teach the motto? How do you get to that next level so they actually incorporate some of it?
Well, I know as a parent, Darren, you know that example is the best teacher. So if we are living the motto, that is
nice.
teaching
Turn
our
it
kids.
back on me here, you know? I was hoping there was going to be an
Live
easier
your motto,
answer.
buddy.
Yeah. So, but really, that is us teaching it, and then always looking for opportunities in our environment. Professionally, I've taught a lot about family rules, but I like the motto so much better because it's positive. And so, anytime we can reframe back to our kid, my neighbors, the Duffins here, if we can reframe back, is that consistent with our family motto? Is what you're doing, does that match what we strive for as a family? Then we're just apt to have more success overall.
All right, Ryan, great suggestions, great tips for making it more than just a saying on the wall. We've posted Ryan's article, Making the Most of Family Mottos, on our website, plus a whole list of ideas for you if you'd like to create your own family motto, all available at studio5.ksl.com. All right, coming up.